Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Eric Hobbs and this is Under the Arch Sports. Today we're going to take a look at Missouri's 17-14 win over Vanderbilt and go over the bad, the good, the ugly, the everything. Before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Yeah, guys, so for the first time in a while, we're going to talk about Mizzou after a win. So I think that is the first thing that you have to remember. No matter what, this is after a win. So that's good. Let's start with what we saw on the field on Saturday that was good. That was the defense. I'll put it to you this way. They were one play away from pitching a shutout themselves. They had the busted coverage kind of play on the 80-yard touchdown. One play just screwed up. That's 7 of Vandy's 14. And remember, the other 14 was, the offensive line imploding and defense was on sideline when that one happened. So they were one play away from not giving up anything, points-wise. The secondary, that might be the greatest game I've ever seen a Missouri secondary play. I don't know if it is or not, but I can't think of one better. So that's where I'm at in terms of what we saw out of the secondary on Saturday. It was outstanding. In particular, Chris Abrams-Drain, they just shut down Will Shepard. If you watched our preview video, he was the one guy we highlighted for Vandy. And my goodness, looking at his stats, he had 3 receptions for 28 yards. The longest one, a 10-yard catch. And that was on more than 10 targets. I think it was 13, 15 targets, something like that. And he had 3 catches for 28 yards. That is incredible for what's been a pretty solid receiver for Vanderbilt. A.J. Swan, the Vandy quarterback, he done pretty well, won the starting job, and looked like he was going to be a factor going forward. He finished the game 13 out of 30 for 115 yards and his first ever interception. He was lost. And that was mainly due to Missouri's defense, specifically the secondary. They were dominant. Vandy, they couldn't do much of anything. Take out the one busted play, that was 80 yards. Aside from that, you're looking at 162 yards passing for Vanderbilt, and you are looking at 57 yards rushing. That's incredible. I know Vanderbilt's not good, but still, doing that against anybody is dominant. You're seeing exactly what you want to see out of the Missouri defense. That said, the Missouri offense, there's so many things to unpack here. There are some encouraging things, and then there are mind-numbing stats. The mind-numbing stat of the day, I think, is Brady Cook's line. He, in the first half, 14 of 19 for 195 yards, a touchdown, and yes, there was one awful interception. I think that first half was the best half that Brady Cook has played, and I think it is just about his ceiling. So coming off of that kind of performance in the first half, what happens with Brady Cook in the second half? 3 out of 6 for 16 yards. I don't understand that. That is play calling, i.e. Drinkwitz. And it is unbelievable. It is a failure. That is a failure in play calling to where you have the worst pass defense in the country, basically, on the other side, and you only attempt 6 passes in the entire second half. That's pathetic. And equally as pathetic, Luther Burden finished the day with more than 100 yards of total offense between receiving, rushing, and return yardage. It was all in the first quarter. Why? I don't know. But after the first quarter, he did not touch the football. Don't ask me how that is even possible. Watching the football game, it looked like there was a concerted effort to get Luther Burden the football, and he looked healthy. He didn't look like he re-injured his ankle. Maybe that happened and we missed it, but didn't look like he re-injured his ankle at any point during the game. It just looked like there was a concerted effort to get Burden the ball. All right, we got that out of the way. Now let's go throw it to anybody else. It's really what it looked like. And I don't have an explanation for it. It is beyond logic. The only caveat is if he re-injured himself, which it did not appear he did. It's just ridiculous. The offensive line. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. You know, Mizzou's offensive line could not push around Abilene Christian of the FCS, third game of the season. So, knowing that, it should not be a surprise that Mizzou got dominated by Vanderbilt's defensive line. They had less than 100 yards rushing. Nate Pete, 11 carries, 8 yards. How does that happen? It's unbelievable. Missouri finished with less than 100 yards rushing against Vanderbilt. Their rushing defense is better than their pass defense, but Brady Cook got absolutely smashed and fumbled the football. Not his fault. He just had no chance. The offensive line just 5 turnstiles for the most part. I did see Armand Membo out there, extended playing time at right tackle. Not even the extra lineman formation that we've talked about before. He was just the right tackle in place of, Connor Wood. So that was good. I think that's important. We've talked about he's probably the starter there next year. Getting him extended reps and experience, all the better going forward. Right next to him, though, Mitchell Walters. He was not a starter until Zeke Powell got hurt against Auburn. The guy's just overmatched. He does not belong on the field in SEC play. It's bad. It's just going to be bad the rest of the season. Missouri has no choice but to try and scheme away from right guard. It's just the long and short of it. As soon as Vanderbilt got a fake punt early in the second half, the entire dynamic of the football game changed. And it went from Missouri trying to go out, extend the lead, dominate, complete the performance. It changed. And Missouri was on the defensive the entire rest of the football game. Vandy got that, they got that fake punt. Nothing came of it, but it doesn't matter. They were the aggressors the rest of the game. They got the 2 touchdowns to make it pathetically close. And Missouri never recovered. They were just trying to get the game over with. I think that kind of influenced why Brady Cook only attempted 6 passes. I think Drinkwitz was just trying to run the clock out. I think he was play calling scared, and that's a joke. One, you are taking the ball out of the hands of Brady Cook on the best day he's ever had, and you are taking the ball out of your quarterback's hands going against the worst pass defense he's going to face the rest of the season. And you are asking your offensive line to do more of what they are worse at. They are not good at pass blocking, but they are awful at run blocking. So, not throwing the football. Yes, middle of the fourth quarter, 10-point lead, something, yeah, sure, kill some clock. All right. But the entire second half, 6 pass attempts is unbelievable, especially given the offensive line's complete inability to run the football or get any sort of push. I don't know. It's going to be rough. New Mexico State looks like the only win left on this schedule, given the way Missouri played on Saturday. That performance, all 60 minutes put together, does not beat South Carolina next week. Does not beat Kentucky or Tennessee or Arkansas. It doesn't get them close. So they need to figure something out. That's all I've got for this video. It's just weird. As terrible as they were, even though it was a win. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Keep it tuned here for more Blues coverage, basketball coverage, and we'll talk a little Cardinal baseball as we move into the off season. See you guys next time.